I'm Eric the Trainer, and welcome back to Celebrity Sweat. Well, today we're in beautiful Chicago, Illinois, in the shadow of Wrigley Field with Christine, who's going to lead us in some incredible yoga with Cubs pitcher Kyle Hendricks and some incredible Special Olympics athletes. What kind of stuff are we going to do today?
What we're going to do today is teach the Special Olympics athletes some balance poses, one in particular called tree. We're going to get them into a strength move standing, which is called Warrior 2.
Right.
And then we're going to get them into a mountain pose, which is how Kyle and I and any athlete just start our session. So you center yourself, you ground yourself, and then you start with the breath and set an intention. And it's so important before you do any athletic endeavor or your day. What do you see your day like?
Right.
Slow your breath down, slow the mind down, pull it in, and what that does is slows the heart rate. It helps your nervous system recenter. It grounds you for the day, and it pulls you into a coherent state between the heart and the mind, which is really the best way for any athletic performance, let alone a day, to begin with. And so that's what we're going to teach them here, and they're amazing young athletes. Can't wait, and Kyle is super excited too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, as many of you know out there, yoga is a combination of the spiritual and the physical. What percentage is it physical versus spiritual?
Well, the asanas, which means a pose, is physical. It's all physical. And the purpose in the yoga tradition is to do asana to get the body into a open state. So you're clearing energy centers, opening up those chakras, and it opens up your spinal column for all the energy to move through. And at that point, I'd say the asanas that we do, it's 100% of that, but it's what you're doing during it. Where is your mind set? What are you thinking of? There should be no thought. You come into this state of just pure inner sight and inner vision, and that's why it's just focusing on the breath. And by doing that, then the breath has all the physiological benefits, lowers heart rate, blood pressure drops. In the physical aspect, we're seeing increases in times with some of the athletes, so their running is increased, stress and reducing hips and opening up all that. But I'd say it could be 100% physical, 100% spiritual. It's what you put into it, you know? So I'm just trying to get them to know their bodies. And
Fantastic.
yeah, it's
Excellent.
a great way.
You know, a lot of our viewers have very stressful jobs or very stressful time at school, and they want to release that stress. What basic movements would you suggest from the yoga world that they could do at home to relieve the tension they find within themselves?
I would say first and foremost, whether you're at the job or you're at home, to relieve stress is to really stop where you're doing, stop the movement. Close your eyes perhaps and just start and slow your breath down, number one, because what that does is get you out of that adrenaline rush and out of fight or flight. And that's the beginning. And then after that point, you know, do you need to loosen your shoulders? And I'd say movements, you know, like bend your head, move it. If you need to sit down and just get into your spine. So you find the spots in your body that you know are tight. And you just breathe into it, let them soften, and then do some movement with it, some whether it's a pose of a seated pose or just get into the body and move it. I'm a big proponent of that too.
Has baseball always been your passion?
Definitely. Baseball from the time I was a little kid was my love. I played all the other sports though. You know, I wasn't a one-sport guy, but baseball I knew was always my love, and so I kind of got into it more when I got into college.
So how does yoga fit in with the whole pressure situation of being a major league pitcher?
Yeah, yoga has been huge for me. I started it more over a year and a half ago, probably before last season. I started in spring training, and I thought, you know, at first, obviously the physical benefits of it, just being a baseball player and a pitcher, keeping your body loose, open, flexible, you know, at the ends of your range of motion. But once I got into the physical parts of it, after about 6 months or a year of doing it, really the mental part started kicking in for me. Just really having that quiet time, almost meditation time, but you can visualize, you can work on so many things, you're breathing. So when I get out in competition now, everything is so much slower for me. The game is slowed down. I can focus on my breathing easier. So not only the physical, but obviously the mental, I think, has helped me huge with yoga.
Right. Is it more flexibility for you, or is it more injury prevention?
Both. Definitely injury prevention, too. You got to stay ahead of the curve, you know, and playing every single day. Our position players, even on the team, a lot of guys do yoga just to stay ahead of the curve. You got to stay on the field and be healthy, you know, if you're going to win.
How do you like living in Chicago? What's it like to live in this windy city?
I love the city, man. I'm from Southern California originally, but I've really come to love the city. My wife and I, we go downtown. We live close to the field here, but it's easy going around downtown, so many restaurants, and honestly, it's the people. The people are just so nice, the Midwest, laid-back people here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You brought up the restaurants. Billy and I were at Gibson's. We had a steak the size of a Buick and a slice of cake the size of the Sears Tower. How do you deal with all the dietary restrictions?
Yeah, I need to eat anything I can, looking at me, so I don't really worry about that part of it. But yeah, Gibson's is one of my go-tos, man. Awesome spot. All the steakhouses around here, Chicago Cut. We go Maple and Ash downtown. It's endless, really, the spots you could go here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Billy, what else do you want to say?
What do you eat to, prepare for a game?
To prepare for a game, so the night before I kind of carb load. I eat like some pasta and some meats, bread, that kind of stuff. Day of a game that I'm pitching, it's a little lighter, so I'll definitely some greens, veggies, fruits, like a good sugar to get my mind going kind of. And then after the game, you got to load back up. But then days in between I'm pitching, I'm pretty mindful of what I'm eating. A lot of chicken, rice, that kind of stuff on the side, and a veggie. We have a good nutritionist with our team that really helps us out, balance plates and balance meals, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely conscious of it, for sure.
Do you listen to any kind of music to help prepare you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a big country guy and reggae, probably from Southern California. Reggae is my go-to. So yeah, I kind of like to chill out right before I go out for a game. Cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Any specific artists that you like?
Revolution, Iration, country. I really like anything, man. Anything goes. Really wide open with it.
Awesome. Yeah. Giordano's or Illuminati's?
Lou Malnati's, I gotta say. Lou Malnati's. It's a tough one though. They're both awesome.
Fantastic. Favorite place to go out in Chicago when you just want to cut loose?
When you want to cut loose, that's got to be underground. It's a crazy scene down there, but yeah, when you really want to get after it, that's the place to go.
Fantastic.
If you can pick your favorite superhero, which one would you pick?
Superhero, I gotta go Superman.
Yeah.
Always wanted to fly, so
Awesome.
yeah.
Billy, he knows who you are.
Yeah, right? I got you.
That way, bring your left foot forward, and that right foot stays back, and your body's facing that way and arms are out. There we go. Good. Now you got the tight hands. Perfect. Now you want to get your spine straight. Close your eyes, Eric and Billy. Now I want you to feel where you are, and I want you to feel your feet, and I want you to engage your core. Now I want you to feel, is your spine centered, or are you? We're going to go 2 breaths. We press outer edge, back foot. Lift your spine towards the kids. As you exhale, can you bring that rib behind you? Nice twist. Take one more breath. And release. Just come on up and out. All right. I'll save you the tree.
I'm Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs.
And you're watching Celebrity Sweat. Yeah.